On April 4th, 2025, officers conducted a traffic stop on an impaired driver.
This traffic stop starts with a driver who claims her vehicle suddenly accelerated, but within seconds, officers are describing a completely different picture. According to the officer, the vehicle sped through multiple stop signs and even crossed into a residential yard before being stopped. As this encounter unfolds, watch closely for the driver's statements, her level of awareness, and how officers attempt to determine whether mechanical problems or impairment are really behind what happened. The situation quickly becomes tense, confusing, and increasingly difficult to ignore. By the end of this stop, officers will have to make a critical decision that could have serious consequences. Let us know in the comments. Based on these first moments, what do you think is really going on here?
Roll the window down. Okay, go ahead and shut the car off for me.
Okay.
What's going on?
The car, it's accelerated. I don't know if my brakes, I put it on my brakes for no.
Okay. That makes no sense.
I put on my brakes, my frontal brakes.
Okay, well you turned onto Northwestern going very fast, and then you blew the stop sign, and then you blew that stop sign and drove through somebody's front yard.
Well, I have my any brakes on, you know.
Okay, go ahead and step out of the car for me.
I don't know.
Can
you talk to my boyfriend?
Step out of the car.
That's fine.
I do not need to talk to your boyfriend right now.
You don't have to. I'm sorry.
No, you walk back towards my squad car for me. I have no idea. I think so, but... Dude, she drove straight... Yeah, right there.
Yeah,
sent it straight through that front yard.
Sorry, yeah.
This call will be recorded.
Okay. Where are you coming from and where are you going to?
I'm coming from Beloit, Wisconsin. I'm going to Beloit, Wisconsin.
So you're coming from Beloit.
And I'm going
to Beloit.
Yeah.
Well, you were in South Beloit, and now you're still in South Beloit.
I'm going to Beloit, Wisconsin.
Where in Beloit?
Oak Street, Beloit.
So how did we end up over here?
Because my car is a little bit fucked up. I'm not gonna lie, it's a little bit fucked up.
It is now that you went through the front yard.
Well, because I can't handle the car. It's a little bit fucked up. I'm sorry.
Where were you before you started driving?
In Oak Street, Beloit, Wisconsin.
Well, you went somewhere. You weren't at Oak Street going to Oak Street.
I was Oak Street coming to Oak Street. I just went around the block because my car's messed up.
You are nowhere near Oak Street.
I'm telling you that I was going around Oak Street. It's 2 blocks away.
No, it is not.
It's literally 2-3 blocks away.
Where are you?
Yes, it is.
I
know where I'm at.
Where are you right now?
Beloit,
Nope.
Oak Street is 3 blocks away.
What road is this right here?
Oak Street is 3 blocks away.
What road is this right
I'm
here?
telling you.
I'm asking you a question. What road is this?
Now you're trying to...
I'm just asking you where you think you are, because you're not where you think.
At this point, officers are doing more than just making conversation. Questions about location, direction of travel, and nearby streets are often used to evaluate a driver's orientation and awareness. Notice how the answers seem inconsistent and how the conversation repeatedly circles back without a clear explanation. That alone doesn't prove impairment, but it can become a significant factor when combined with driving behavior and physical observations. Officers are trying to determine whether they're dealing with confusion, distraction, a medical issue, mechanical failure, or intoxication. What stands out to you most here? The driving itself or the driver's difficulty explaining where she is?
It's not what I'm saying. I'm trying to tell you where I was at earlier.
Where did you?
And I
apologize.
I apologize that I was a little fucked up.
Okay, stand in front of my car right there. You got your ID on you? Stand in front of my car right there.
I can't.
What?
Sorry. I can't.
Baby,
Can't
where
what?
are you?
I can't.
You can't what?
Stand in front of your car. I don't want to do that.
Okay. Where is your driver's license?
My driver's license is in the car.
Where in the car?
In the front. In the
Okay.
front.
My officer's gonna grab it real quick.
Okay. Thank you. Call my boy.
Okay.
Talk to my boyfriend.
I asked you where your driver's...
No, you're being a dick.
Stop.
You're being a dick.
I asked you
Point
where your
blank
driver's
period,
license
you're
was,
being
and
a
you
dick.
told me it was in your car.
And I said I don't have
No, you
one.
said it
No,
was in the
from
car.
jump.
Do you have
From
an
jump,
ID?
I said I don't have one. You're like,
Do you have an ID?
you don't have a driver's license?
I never said that.
Sorry.
Ma'am.
Okay.
Do you have an
I
ID?
don't have one.
You have an ID on you of any kind.
And this guy is being a dick.
Hang
Can
up
you
the
just...
Okay. I'm
Come
going
on.
to take the phone away unless you're going to have the conversation with me.
I have to have
It's
the
okay. You have
Yes,
him on the
you
phone.
do.
Put your phone in your pocket.
I need to know who you are. I need an identification from
I
you.
already told you. How many times do I have to tell you? How many times do I have to tell you?
That's the first time you've told me your name.
That's the Rewind it. That's the first time that I told you.
Yes.
My name. That's the first time that I told you.
What's your birthday?
Because I
What's your
tried
birthday?
to come... No, you want to know my birthday?
Yes, I have to figure out who you are.
Let me speak to your
He's
supervisor.
right there. You already
I wanna
have
speak
been.
to your booth.
Do you have an ID?
Your supervisor?
Do you have an ID?
Okay. I have your number and badge number and everything.
5527 Sergeant Parnell's office. Do you have an ID or a form of identification on you at all? Hey, you either
Hello?
need to hang up the phone.
Did you get that? But what is your problem?
I'm trying to
just
talk
trying
to
do,
you.
And I'm trying to
Okay.
do the same thing.
An officer
trying to
has
be
stopped you for
cool.
driving through somebody's
I'm
yard.
trying to be cool, so what
I
is
have,
the problem?
I have asked you now 3 times for your identification.
And I tried to say,
weeks.
what is your bad?
The tension is clearly rising now. From an investigative standpoint, identifying a driver is one of the most basic and necessary parts of a traffic stop. At the same time, the driver's focus appears split between the officers and her phone call, creating a communication breakdown that frustrates everyone involved. Notice how the interaction shifts from gathering information to managing compliance. These moments are critical because small misunderstandings can quickly escalate if either side stops listening. Do you think the officers remained patient here, or should they have handled the communication differently?
Badge number 2
started
times.
talking on the phone.
2 times. You
No,
didn't give
not
it to
even
me
2
2 times.
You want to participate in field sobriety tests? This officer is going to conduct field sobriety tests on you. Are you willing
Field
to
sobriety test, really?
Are you willing to participate?
Really?
Are you willing to
No.
participate
Nope.
in field sobriety tests?
Because you don't have no reason.
Okay.
You have no smell, no nothing.
Okay, over here. In front of my car.
Stand in front of the car.
Face the car. Hands behind your back. Just pat down over for weapons real quick.
Separate your feet for me. Put your phone in here. It is?
Take your phone out. It's fine.
That's fine.
Throw her in the car. That's fine. It doesn't matter.
Have you ever been read a warning to motorists? A warning to motorists?
Warning to motors.
So I'm going to read it to you, and if you have any questions at the end, I'll answer them, okay?
I don't want to. I don't want to answer any questions, so you don't have to.
I know, I'm saying,
I'm just telling you.
I know,
Stop.
okay.
Please stop.
I legally have to
Please
read,
stop,
I
so I
legally have to
don't
read
have to
this to
act
you.
like a bitch.
Okay, I'm just saying,
Just stop. No, I'm just
I-
saying, please stop.
I legally have to read this to you.
Stop. No, and I'm
That's
saying
all.
you literally don't.
That's all.
I'm saying you literally don't.
Okay, I need to
Just
read
stop.
this to you.
You
Okay?
stop and I will stop.
I legally have
Stop.
This is an important procedural moment that many viewers may not recognize. The officer is attempting to read a required warning related to DUI enforcement. These advisements are designed to inform drivers about the legal consequences connected to chemical testing and driving privileges. Whether someone agrees with the process or not, officers generally must complete these notifications before moving forward. That's why you hear repeated efforts to finish reading despite the interruptions. This part may seem repetitive, but it can become extremely important later in court. If you were in this situation, would you stop and listen, or would you be challenging the officer's actions as well?
No. Stop and I will stop.
Yeah.
Stop and I will stop. And
Subsequent to an arrest for driving while under the influence of alcohol, other drugs, or intoxicating compounds, or any combination thereof, DUI or Section 11-401, leaving the scene of a fatal or personal injury accident, you are hereby notified that, as provided in Section 11-500 of the Illinois Vehicle Code, you are a first offender unless within the last 5 years of this arrest for DUI or leaving the scene you have had a previous conviction or court-assigned supervision for DUI or a similar provision of a local ordinance. If you have not had a prior 12-month disqualification of your CDL privileges will be disqualified for 12 months. If you have had a prior 12-month disqualification of your CDL privileges will be disqualified for life. Any questions?
The woman was charged with a DUI. Thanks for watching today's video. If you haven't yet, please be sure to like and subscribe for more videos.
What began as a report of reckless driving quickly evolved into a DUI investigation involving inconsistent statements, apparent confusion about location, difficulty providing identification, and repeated conflicts during the officer's attempts to conduct the investigation. Throughout the encounter, officers focused on determining the cause of the dangerous driving behavior while also working through increasing resistance and communication challenges. Cases like this highlight the balance between public safety, procedural requirements, and officer discretion during roadside investigations. Whether you agree with every decision made or not, the footage provides an interesting look at how these encounters unfold in real time. If you found this breakdown as intense as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life body cam breakdowns.